Gary Anderson, congratulations, back-to-back wins here, double in, double out, finding some rhythm.
I had to win just to buy you your fishing rod. No, like I say, I started off well scoring. Scoring was terrible, you know, and like you say, Joe, I think it was about 6 legs, but maybe even more that he just did not kick off. And like I say, it's a hard game. You know, if you don't hit that double, it's a really hard game.
Your best run here in 5 years. Must be happy with this, finding some form at the right time.
You seen the price of fishing rods? Nah, it's just like I say, I'm just here to throw darts, you know. There's days that I play really well and there's days it's a struggle, you know, but yeah, it's just one of these things, you know. So Joe will be upset with the way he kicked off, you know, like I say, he couldn't buy a double to start off with. And it was just one of the games. Now
into the quarterfinals though, the trophy is getting a little bit nearer. You dreaming of lifting that title yet? Because this isn't on the Gary Anderson CV yet.
Well, it's double start, double finish, no chance. Absolute no chance. No, that's my worst nightmare this tournament. You know, can't hit a double to finish, never mind start. But no, and then you'll probably see in the next game, I'll score well but can't start. Or I do start, score well, can't finish. It'll be one of the games.
Danny Noppert in that quarterfinal. Danny playing real solid. You'll have to beat your best.
Listen, Danny's. You know what? We're talking about earlier on. Danny is the most overlooked player going. Danny Noppert he's a cracking. He's like Wadey. You know, he plods on. You give him a sniff, and he's going to take it. You know, I watched the game last night with Luke Littler and Jan. Fantastic, absolutely. You know, young Van Veen, love the kid, got his head screwed on, and I was going to say he's going to be a good player. He's already a very good player. He's just going to get better. You know, so he's definitely, in the next few years, he's going to be bang up there.
Cheers, Gary.
Gary, well done on reaching the quarter-final. You said that you watched that match with Luke Littler and Jean Van Veen.
The scores.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah. That sort of gets rid of that question.
Can't afford Sky.
I was going to say, how much darts do you actually watch? But I think
I was watching Ryan's game, you know, and the phone was on the Darts Live score, and I was just watching it. I went, wow, you know, and then I watched the clips this morning on YouTube. I don't usually watch games, so I said, I'll watch this game. You know, we know how good Luke Littler is, but Van Veen, Josh Rock, Vessel, you know, all these boys in the next few years are going to be, that's going to be probably your top 4 or 5. You know, it's without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Do you get some satisfaction that you've just named all these youngsters who are chucking in big numbers, doing well, and yet you're still here going deep in tournaments and competing with them?
I can still chuck in big numbers as well. That's what gets to them. You know, it's yeah. Listen, when I play darts, if it goes right, they're going to have to play really well to beat me. You know, if it doesn't, these lads are going to be all over me like a rash, and it's as simple as that. But I'm not looking at myself. You know, they days are kind of long gone. But I'm talking about the future of darts. You know, these boys. You know, I know we've got good friends. You know, I've got Nathan Aspel, Smithy. But these lads are going to lift it up another notch. You know, so your Nathans, your Michaels, they're going to have to do it as well.
You mentioned Michael Smith there, he's going through a tough time. Do you think he'll be able to get back to his best, and if you've got any advice that you can give him to try and sort of re-kickstart his career? I
think when you get into that bubble, it's hard to get out of. You know, I play darts now, and people, you can call me lads, I don't care. You know, I just like playing darts. I don't care if I win, I don't care if I lose. But these lads are still young in their careers. You know, they're still in their mid-30s. They've got a long, long way to go. But when you get into that kind of, I can't win a game, it's hard to get out of. You know, it's really hard to get out of. But he might have one of the worst games of his life, and he'll win, and that'll be it. You know, that bubble will be burst, and he'll come back how he used to play. So, yeah, it's just one of these things. I think the more if you're a thinker, it's not good for you. You better just put it to the side and carry on.
Cheers, Gary. Well done tonight. Thank you.
You mentioned Noppert being, in your opinion, one of the most overlooked players on tour. Why do you think that is?
Do you ever hear him get mentioned much? No, that, see? So he's overlooked. But he's a classy player. You know, Danny, he's solid. You know, he might not bang in your 115, 116 averages, but he's there. You know, he's always knocking on the door. Great lad, tough lad. He's, like I said, a nice lad as well, you know. Just a very, very, very strong and good dart player.
What do you think he needs to do then to maybe take that next step and maybe get seen in the same lights as other Dutch players?
He's just got to keep winning, you know, and he does. If you look at any tournaments, European, he's always kicking about, isn't he? quarter semis. Very rarely does he get beat in the first round. You know, he just plods on, and he's a very, very strong dart player.
Congratulations, Gary. You're usually renowned for your power scoring rather than your doubling. How pleasing was it with the starting and finishing doubles going so well tonight?
Well, my starting was great. Scoring came good at the end though, but I just could not get the darts to come down tonight. You know, I'm usually dropping below the trebles. Tonight I was a half an inch above at least, and once I found it towards the end, I went, right, we've kind of got it, and then it disappeared again, back to being high. But no, like I say, it's the doubles. You know, they always say, what was it? Scoring for dough, doubles for dough.
Scores for show, doubles for
Scores for show, doubles for dough, and you know they're right at the end of the day.
And was it difficult to keep your concentration and rhythm, knowing that Joe was sort of struggling with his form?
Even at 2-0 up, I think Joe won the first leg, didn't he? I went, here we go. He's found it now. We're going to have to push it now. And then the next leg was my throw. I think I kicked off his leg again. I think he missed. I went, oh, maybe not. But he did. He really did struggle starting tonight.
And are you enjoying your darts a lot more lately? What do you put your sort of longevity down to?
I just play darts. It's no longevity. You get a lot of dart players that struggle and panic and they retire or they pack in. I've got to keep going. You know, that's my kind of argument with a lot of folk. Why do you stop playing darts? Or I was getting beat too much. Well, it's part of the parcel. I've got to keep going. You know. So to me, I'll keep going as long as I can. Simple as that.